Fox 40, news that matters.
A local World War II veteran is telling his incredible story of survival. Last month was the 74th anniversary of one of the worst disasters in Navy history. That is the sinking of the USS Indianapolis. A Japanese submarine sank that ship back in 1945, and a lot of the crew were lost at sea for days before they were finally rescued.
Of the more than 1,100 on board, only 316 survived. Fox 40's Doug Johnson has the story of one of the lucky few who was pulled from the wreckage, a former sailor who now lives in Benicia.
This is the watch I had on in the water. The watch belonged to my dad.
92-year-old Harold Bray joined the Navy when he was just 17 years old in 1944 at the height of the Second World War.
Everybody was being drafted or joining it, so I talked my dad into signing me in.
After basic training, he was assigned to the USS Indianapolis, a ship which was being repaired at Mare Island at the time, but the ship was soon delivering important cargo it picked up in San Francisco.
It was in a crate about 8 feet by 4 feet. It had Marine guards around it, and everybody tried to guess what it was. Nobody, of course, even knew about atomic bomb in those days.
The Indianapolis took the little boy atomic bomb to the island of Tinian, where it was later flown to Japan. But after the delivery, Bray and his shipmates went off to Guam. And 2 days after leaving port, on their way to the Philippines, the Indianapolis was spotted by an enemy submarine.
The torpedoes hit under me on the opposite side of the ship.
Bray recalls running alongside the side of the Indianapolis as the ship began taking on water and rolling to its side.
And by that time, the mast was in the water, and I jumped off and swam away. And
for the next 5 days, Bray was one of more than 800 men stranded in the open ocean, with no food or water and few lifeboats. He and about 150 other men clung to a floating net to survive.
We see airplanes every day. We flew over us every day. We're just too high.
Facing exposure, dehydration, and saltwater poisoning, Bray recalls many men didn't make it in those first couple of days. And he says sharks were attacking constantly.
They hit most of the guys that were wounded or all by themselves.
On the fourth day in the water, Bray recalls the hope of seeing a low-flying plane.
They came right at us, and everybody started screaming and hollering.
Hours later, a ship pulled Bray from the water and took him to recover at a hospital in Guam. He was one of only 316 survivors out of nearly 1,200 who were originally on board.
I don't know why me? Why me? Why? Because I was just so lucky.
After his rescue, Bray left the Navy and joined the Benicia Police Department. And for years, he admits he was terrified to get on another ship. But that's a fear he's outlived.
Matter of fact, we're going on a cruise next month.
In Benicia, Doug Johnson, Fox 40 News.
Also among your headlines today,